NotebookLM がアップデートされて動画解説を生成できるようになりました。現在はまだ英語のみですが、早速試してみたいと思います。今回は私が昔作成したMikire-shashin公式ガイドブックをソースにして動画解説を作ってみます。右サイドパネル、スタジオの動画解説をクリック。動画解説が生成されるのを待ちます。かなり時間がかかります。やっとできたので再生してみたいと思います。再生をクリック。動画を再生をクリック。
Alright, we've all been there, right? You're standing in front of something amazing, you whip out your phone for that perfect selfie, and boom. You've got a great shot of your own forehead completely blocking the view. It's so frustrating. You feel like you've just ruined the photo with a really basic mistake.
Yeah, so you've got these two extremes, right? On one side, there's that perfect selfie. You're the star, the background's just, well, background. Everything is sharp and clear. Then there's the other side, the accidental photobomb, where you, the photographer, somehow become the obstacle. The photo's just ruined. It's the classic photo fail.
But what if that so-called accident was actually the whole point? What if I told you there's an entire art form, a philosophy even, that's dedicated to making that mistake completely on purpose? A world where cutting yourself out of the picture isn't a fail, it's the goal.
And that right there brings us into the incredible world of Mikire-shashin. It's a Japanese photo art form that just completely flips the idea of a selfie on its head. This is a place where you are intentionally, and I mean intentionally, not the main character.
So the name itself, Mikire-shashin, it literally means cut off photo. And you know what? It's exactly what it sounds like. It's a picture where the photographer's own face is cut off by the frame. But here's the key. It's not an accident. It's totally on purpose.
And get this, there's an actual Japan Mikire-shashin Association with an official guidebook. And their core idea is just brilliant. They call it a commemorative photo with no one in the center. The whole point is to decenter yourself. You're not the hero of the photo. The place, the background, that's the hero.
So let's be super clear. This is not about being bad at taking photos. It's kind of like a humble brag, you know? It's a subtle way to say, hey, I was here, I saw this amazing thing, but you do it without plastering your face all over the memory. You're becoming part of the landscape instead of the landscape being your backdrop.
Okay, so you're probably thinking, great, I just have to mess up a selfie. I can do that. Well, not so fast. There is, and I love this, a method to the madness. In fact, there's an official 5-step guide to getting it wrong just right.
All right, check this out. Step 1, you actually turn your back on whatever you're trying to photograph. I mean, right away, that's just backwards. Then you use your waist to make the big moves for framing. Little fine-tuning adjustments, that's all on the wrist. Then you snap the picture. And here's the best part, the confirmation step. You check your work. Did you succeed? Did you actually cut yourself off? It's just such a deliberate process for something that's supposed to look like a total accident.
And if you thought 5 steps was already a bit much, oh, just you wait. This simple concept has been turned into a massive official system. We're talking over 60 different named techniques. This isn't just an art form, people. It's basically a martial art for your camera.
I mean, look at this. They've divided all the techniques into these super formal categories. You've got your basic moves, which are the fundamentals. Then applied, where you start bringing in props and light. Special techniques, for when you're feeling a little rebellious. And yes, even group techniques, so you and your friends can all get cut off together.
So let's dive into some of these. We'll start with a real classic, a foundational move. It's called the quarter. And the rules are just so wonderfully specific. For the quarter, your face has to be cut off by one of the bottom corners, and only about 1/4 of your face can be showing. But if you want to be a real master, you go for the perfect quarter, where the bit of your face that's visible makes a perfect 90-degree fan shape. I'm telling you, this is serious stuff.
Okay, moving on. Here's another basic technique, and this one's got a pretty poetic name, the sunrise.
And the level of precision here is just wow. For a sunrise, your face is peeking up from the bottom of the frame. But, and this is crucial,
both of your eyes have to be visible. Want to achieve the legendary perfect sunrise? Well, then the line connecting your eyes has to be perfectly parallel with the bottom of the frame. If you tilt your head more than 2 degrees, nope, sorry, that's a whole different technique. Unbelievable.
All right, let's get a little more aggressive. This next one is a variation on a side profile move, and it's called the predator.
The rules for this are my absolute favorite. You have to be in profile, and your mouth has to be open, like you're about to eat something. But here's the best part. The official rule says the prey doesn't actually have to be in the shot. Just the implication that you're about to eat something is enough. It's fantastic.
Okay, so from the basics, the system builds up into what they call applied techniques. This is where you start using things in the background to your advantage, which gives us classics like the majestic unicorn.
Now, we've all seen forced perspective photos like this, but in the Mikire system, it gets an official name and a place of honor. It's simple, right? You just line up a tower or a pole in the background so it looks like a horn growing out of your head. Simple, elegant, and yep, officially part of the system.
But the specifics of these applied techniques can get really wonderfully weird. For example, let's talk about a technique called the Rottenmeier.
To pull this one off, you need something with a hole in it. Then you have to peer through that hole with just one eye. But the most important rule, the thing that makes it a true Rottenmeier, is that the photo has to feel like you're wearing a monocle. It's not just about the action. It's about capturing that specific aristocratic vibe. And this system is so complete, it's so thorough, that it actually has official names for pictures that aren't cut-off photos. Think about that. A normal selfie where your whole face is in the shot. In the Mikire world, that's called the full face technique. A regular landscape photo with nobody in it, that's a non-person. They literally made categories for normal pictures, just so their system would cover absolutely everything. It's genius.
Which, of course, brings us to the one giant question that's been hanging over this whole thing. Why? I mean, why go to all this trouble? Why create this incredibly elaborate, detailed, and, let's be honest, kind of absurd system of rules for taking what most people would just call a bad picture?
Well, the answer, and it comes straight from their own guidebook, is just the simplest and most perfect answer you can imagine. Why are there techniques for a photo? Because it's fun. That's it. The whole complicated system, all the rules, that's not the point. The fun is the point. And that's the true spirit of Mikire-shashin. It's not about nailing the perfect shot, it's about finding pure joy in the process. The only real requirement to join in is, and I'm quoting here, having a heart that can seriously enjoy something completely useless and silly. You know, in a world that's so obsessed with getting everything perfect, maybe there's something really profound about finding joy by intentionally cutting ourselves out of the picture. So I'll leave you with this. What's a useless thing that you could start enjoying today?
このように見切れ写真公式ガイドブックから解説動画を作ってくれました。英語が苦手な私でもなんとなく言っていることが分かりましたが、かなり正しく見切れ写真について伝えています。日本語化されるのがとても楽しみです。超絶簡単です。